Alright, so here's the tier list that I made for the meta in PvP. It is currently March 25th, 2023. And we're about to spectate the monthly automated tournament. And here's what I predict are going to be the best classes. At the end of the monthly automated tournament, we're going to edit this list because obviously what is meta is based on what people play, not based on what is in my head. So we're going to change that, our opinions, based on what we see. And this is kind of like the idea that we've got here, right? So Tempest is your best support. Core Guardian is not really that good anymore. You can play it, but it's just good, not really the best. And I put all the other core classes just not on the list because no one plays core. So, we've got duelists here, 2 duelists, which are Spellbreaker and Chronomancer. And then Catalyst is like a roamer and a duelist and a DPS. So those are like your best classes. Are they the only thing you can play? Obviously not. I mean, the meta is also, see, I have meta and then best. So these are meta as well, but they're like the best of the meta. So you've got your Vindicator, Harbinger, Daredevil, Willbender, Untamed, and Scrappers. Then you've got good things. Like Herald is probably meta, but it's like the best of the good because it's really just, you should be playing Vindicator instead. Then you've got, you know, Dragon Hunter, Reaper, Druid, Renegade, Daredevil. Like these are good, but they're just not the best because the meta like counters them or whatever. Berserker, you know, it's good. It's just like, what are you dueling as a Berserker? Other things that are just not going to really be an issue. And then Soul Beast Virtuoso has some issues. Like they're good, they just have issues. And then there's the playable classes, which are C tier. Firebrand's playable. Probably you shouldn't though. You know, Mirage, Weaver, Bladesworn, Mechanist, they're all kind of clunky or just extremely underpowered. And then there's unplayable, which is Scourge and Spectre. So that's the tier list. Now let's get into the first match. We already got them up. Alright, so there's a decent amount of teams here. Maybe 20 teams. Yeah, Spectre's feels bad. D'Artagnan is actually in this match. Okay, never mind. I thought that was someone else. There used to be someone that played the game back in the day named D'Artagnan. I actually played on a team with him, but I don't think that's him. I think that might be an anime character, so maybe they are also using that. Let's check out another match. So the first matches are not going to be that balanced because of how the seeding works. So it usually puts like the best teams against the worst teams usually in the first round, and then things get a little bit more balanced as time goes on. Okay. So we're seeing yeah, not a very even match there. Peanut. Usually you'll check out like the journeyman matches first as well, because later on when the those teams get eliminated because, you know, they're just playing for fun or whatever, not playing the meta, not as experienced, they'll get eliminated. And then you're just going to be watching the same teams over and over. So I generally like to watch, well, yeah, maybe this isn't it. Maybe this isn't it though. This is probably not the match to watch. Something just tells me that. This might not be it either. Guys, is PvP alive? Like, can we get a doctor in here? Get a stethoscope in there? Check for the heartbeat. Alright, this is it. This is going to be the match. We've got a Vindicator, a Chrono, Power Chrono, a Mechanist, a Soul Beast, Sikkim Soul Beast, and a Druid, Condi Druid. Other team has a Staff Tempest. You love to see it. That's actually a good support now. Yep. A Weaver. Is it Fire Weaver? Earth Water Weaver. This is a Bunker Weaver. This is their duelist here. Oh my god, that's tanky. And they've got a Scepter Catalyst as well. Is it? It's bursty. Yeah, it's bursty. Fresh Air Catalyst? Yeah. I don't know why you have Lynx Rune though when you've got Fresh Air and Arcane, but okay. And then we've got Scrapper. I mean, these are pretty, I mean, these are pretty good classes here. This could be the match. This could be the most engaging match of this round. So let's talk about the comps though. So this one has a roamer, sort of a duelist, sort of a roamer slash duelist-ish. Yeah, it's sort of a duelist. They got two roamers. Vindicator's also kind of a roamer. And then their druid is like a duelist. So they're pretty heavy on like solo ability. They're not very team fight oriented on the blue team. Meanwhile, red team is very team fight oriented. And this is a team fight oriented map. So I would say red team has the comp advantage for this map because they're very grouped up kind of synergy. But they already lost their catalyst in a 1v1. Was that their fresh air catalyst? Well, they're running, yeah. there should not be a 1v1 fresh air catalyst, to be honest. They should have gone to mid. But kills are going out on both teams. The support is kind of low. He doesn't really have any cooldowns here available. Water Attunement is on cooldown for another 5 seconds. He's gonna Meteor Shower though. He needs to get into the Water Attunement here, help his Mechanist out over there. He's going to use his Water Overload here, which is going to get him back into the action. Now blue is going to start losing because they don't have the sustain, because red team has the support. Blue team does not. So even though there's kind of like a bunch of kills going out at the start there, eventually the team with sustain is going to end up winning if, you know, they don't get completely wiped immediately. So now red's going to push out of mid into far. The Mechanist is kind of getting pressured. Yeah, because the Scrapper's on them. Yeah, a lot of burst damage from the Scrapper. And even the Scepter Catalyst spamming auto attack on fire with a power amulet is still good enough. Now let's see if blue team, what they want to do right now is they want to split the red team. They wanted to do that from the start, but they especially want to do that now because they're not winning the team fight, obviously. They probably weren't ever going to win them because they don't have a support, and they've got like 3 roamers and 2 duelists. The Vindicator does get taken out there, and that's unfortunate, but they get another kill on this Catalyst over here. The Catalyst probably should be fighting with their team because that's what their comp really favors, and their build favors as well. Blue does have a 2 cap though because their duelists are doing a pretty good job, as they should. There's not really, are there any duelists on red team? They do have, yeah, they have their Bunker Weaver here. So their Weaver finally gets on a node that they want to hold. So that's going to be good for them. And there's a team fight at mid. Their Mechanist is holding it pretty well in an outnumbered situation. The Scrapper is pretty dangerous though because you can't really counter pressure the Scrapper while they're getting supported by a Tempest. And Tempest does quite a bit of damage still as a support. So yeah, the Mechanist is going to be really pressured here, and they're going to try to disengage, but they're out of cooldowns here, and they're going to get even another enemy on top of them, so that's going to be rough. They did get the kill on the Bunker Weaver, but yeah, see, while that was happening, their duelist, who was not as tanky, was getting killed at mid, so that's where the roles come in. If you're playing something that's tanky and you're outnumbered, you're getting value. And if you're not playing something tanky and you're outnumbered, you're going to die faster than the enemy dies. So a little bit of a rotational advantage for the red team there as well. Because even though they have a team fight comp, they put their one duelist in the right spot, and that's generally how a comp will pretty much be composed, right? You'll want to have a single duelist and then a general kind of like rotating set of like 4 or 3 people. Is my mic okay? All right. And yeah, so red team got a pretty good advantage here because they're getting kills, they're getting nodes. They're starting to hold the nodes as well now. They were having issues holding nodes earlier on, and now they've got their Bunker Weaver on the node. They also got the kill there, yeah. And blue team is getting wiped out now, so they're just gonna have to regroup. They're gonna need, well, what they need to actually do is not regroup, right? Because they don't have the advantage in team fights. They need to split the enemy. So while the red team is getting kills here, they have a huge advantage, and they're gonna get a lot of points out of this. So blue's gonna try to probably, they're gonna go to their home node. So they're gonna regroup and go for a team fight, it looks like, at their home node. And red is not spreading out, so there's going to be a 5v5 on home, and this means regardless of the outcome of this fight, this means red is getting tons of points. So while it may, yeah, it's probably not the best play for them to do this, right? Because they don't really have the advantage in the team fights, in my opinion, anyways. But at this point, yeah, red team is looking like they're going to take the win. They do lose their scrapper. It's a 4v4 at this point. But yeah, see, the Weaver is just holding the node. They kind of need to create momentum elsewhere, because that Weaver is going to be pretty hard for them to take out, especially while they're getting supported by a Tempest as well. So yeah, it looks like this match is going to be over. We'll check out another one. These say 0. Are they already over? The mic is still popping. Unfortunate. They got some Spectres? And we said that Spectre is not the best here, but well, I said it was unplayable. Spectre's unplayable, but people are still playing it. So, you know, don't let me tell you what to play. Play whatever you want. I mean, I want to play Spectre, but ArenaNet doesn't want you to play Spectre. Put it that way. And they're winning with Spectre as well. Got a flamethrower NG here. Core NG? This match is over as well. Is that the last one of the round? Alright, this is the last one. Ah, Fespan. Fespan is always there in the monthly ATs. He's a reliable contender. And he's always playing some sort of like duelist Condi Soul Beast. Alright, so we've got... this was actually a pretty good match. We should have watched this one. Dende on the Scrapper. He's going to fight... Oh, this is not a good matchup for him to fight a Condi Herald. Because Scrappers have very low Condi cleanse. Well, they have tools, usually. But it's still very low. He's got the resistance, at least. He's going to get some help from his teammate here. Going to land those nades to get the kill. Their support is going to get the res here. Yep, with the glyph. They're not using the glyph. Okay, never mind. That's not a... Wait, that's not a Tempest. That's the Tempest. There we go. They did land the glyph and got the res. I clicked on the wrong alley. So, yeah, red is ahead 100 points. And this is... Well, looking at the comps, it looks like... Okay, so they've got a support here as well. They can potentially win this. They've got 2 Scrappers, which is a lot of damage. So they have the momentum to come back in this match still. But they've lost one. Here comes a Signet. They're going to get their Virtuoso up. They've got a really low... they actually killed the Catalyst, and they've got the Tempest really low. But they're also losing their Virtuoso again. They're going to try to manually res. Tempest is now misting, so they're going to cleave it out pretty hard right now. And he's going to rally. This is... Ooh, he needs to actually res that. Yeah. He rallies. And he's going to be taken out now. But the boys are still here. They've got momentum. If the Scrappers can use their gyro to go for the res. But their support is down and they're really low, so they don't have any sustain to go for that res. And it looks like blue is probably going to wipe here. Unless they can... Oh, yeah, he's leaving, so they're definitely going to wipe. I think the play might have been to stay and just try to go for like a team wipe because that's their only win condition. But maybe going for the decap is the safer play. But I don't think it's going to turn out so well with them wiping at mid, because now he's going to be outnumbered at far. However, mid node is not even fully capped yet. So if the Guardian can get on the node, I don't think he's running swords, so potentially not going to get on the node. So they get the full cap there. Their Scrapper's trying to hold this until the support can arrive. He needs to survive until his support arrives, but he also needs to hold the node. And he does survive until he gets supported. But yeah, he's pretty squishy, it looks like. Gonna use his cooldowns. Hammer 3 is still off cooldown. He needs to use that. It's an evade and a leap. He could have evaded, perhaps. There's no Signet, though. No Signet is here. So it looks like, yeah, that's going to be the end of Blue's hope of winning this match. They do have a 2 cap, but it doesn't matter. It's impossible to take mid at this point. If red just stay... They also got a decap. So, yeah, red's just going to camp mid. That's the correct winning play. Blue's actually going to go for... Lord, this is actually big. Can they kill it in 9 seconds, though? Highly doubtful. He's given up. I mean, with a Scrapper, you could. But by yourself, it's quite dangerous to go into the Lord by yourself. You know, and he doesn't have time, so he has to go dangerously. It was the right play, to be honest. Just not enough time. Right, the next... Wait, who were these teams? Okay. Next round. This is probably a good match. This one could be good as well. It doesn't look like there are many teams though in this one, unfortunately. So that was the team we just watched. A lot of teams are using Virtuoso. Remember the list. Remember the list. I said Virtuoso was good, but not that good. I don't think it is going to be that good, but Daredevil, Harbinger, Reaper, Willbender. All right. Blue team has no supports though. So they're going to have a hard time handling the bell. This is a fresh air catalyst, yeah. Zerker Amulet though. I mean, I guess if you're just always invulnerable and blocking, then you can afford to do that. So they've got their Spellbreaker, running Greatsword. Normal defense Spellbreaker with Greatsword. Not the hammer variant though. Looks like they're playing pretty defensively because, yeah, blue has the stealth opener here. They've got to be careful. The Harbinger, or that's the Reaper actually. The Reaper gets bursted. They have no health. They get the rebound though from their Tempest, and they're going to land quite a bit of CC, and they're getting fully healed. So blue's opener didn't get them the kill, and that's a huge disadvantage now because they don't have support. The Reaper is kind of low on cooldowns. They need to regroup with their team. And yeah, blue is really converging on this Reaper because they know the cooldowns are out. It's 2v3. Red is actually taking the 1v1 over there too. So that's an advantage for the warrior. Yeah, they're just getting chased really hard, but likewise on the other side of the map, they're getting kills here on the Harbinger. So they're just, both teams are just chasing the enemy Necro. So the Reaper gets taken out. They might not have gotten res. Yeah, the res was used, but they probably got killed again. The Guardian, which is the Willbender, is going for the decap. Going for some heals here. Earth Attunement, preventing any crits. Caps need to be going out, though, for red if they want to get value out of this team fight. And red team over here, their warrior is extremely low. They're going to probably die here. Yeah, a lot of Condis as well. Warriors do not handle Condis very well. They are running Cleansing Ire though. But you have to, I think you have to land Cleansing Ire nowadays for it to cleanse Condis. Which is doable. They landed a big Chill to the Bone here. And looks like the Cope went out from the Elite Elixir from the Harbinger. That's their only support really in these team fights, is just giving everyone all boons for a short amount of time. They've got plenty of cleave here though. The Virtuoso is, yeah, going for the res, but they're not going to get that. Blue team has a double cap. The warrior is doing a good job though, and the bell is up in 20 seconds. So we'll see how this pans out. An Ellie is going to far. I think that's their, yeah, that is the Catalyst going to decap far. And now the bell's up in 10 seconds. So they got a kill on mid as well. Any kills that happen before the bell, or any wipes that happen before the bell, are pretty important. The well's going down. There's 4 of blue team here, but this Reaper has tons of cleave. Are they running curses? This is Chill Reaper. This is a Condi Chill Reaper. So that well was doing pretty big damage. And they've got big kills now. Red team, they're going for it. They got the kills. They're going for the bell now. This Spellbreaker though is doing God's work. He's just doing his job. Like, this is This Spellbreaker right here is the guy that you want to work with. Like, he's the employee that you always want to work with because he always does his job and he never complains. This guy is doing God's work because he's allowing the red team's comp to work against all of these mobile assassins because he's always making it hard for the blue team to get value out of their kills or their mobility because he's contesting nodes, always in the right place at the right time. You don't want to underestimate a good duelist who knows how to rotate. Rotation is very important. You don't just go far as a duelist. So they've actually got a 2-cap and they got the first bell. Yeah, the counter to a roamer comp is a duelist because you split the roamers and force them to zerg you and then not give them value out of doing that. So blue team, they probably need to look for splitting the red team up. They for sure need to split them up. So they're going for the kill on the warrior, but that's not really the right kill that they want to go for necessarily. But it is currently probably the best one anyways. Doesn't get the bull's charge. Is he going to survive? Yeah, he's got a lot on him. This is going to be close. Uses his last thing. He's got 2 seconds left. Probably going to die though. He gets taken out, but look, the support is here. He's going to get headshotted though. The headshot from the thief interrupted that. No stability went out. I don't know what attunement he was in, but if he didn't have Earth attunement up, he couldn't use the reflect there to prevent that. So a good interrupt by the thief there. Can I inspect him? Just playing the greatsword variant of Spellbreaker. Greatsword defense. By the way, if you want to see any of the builds that people are running here, I'm pretty sure they're all on guildgen.com. So yeah, type !build if you want to see that. But blue team is now getting kills, and the support of the red team, which is the thing that kind of counters the blue team, is off the map while they're dead. And this very squishy Reaper is now out of position, right? Because they don't have any support. So they're going to look for a kill on the Scepter Catalyst here. But they're running back to their support, so they're going to be fine. Meanwhile, he's just doing his job, man. He's just doing his job. If he dies on the node, it's really bad. But I think he was going to die anyways, so maybe he should have died on the node. The support doesn't have their signet, I think. Yeah, so now blue is coming back. So you see how the momentum shifts as soon as blue team gets a couple kills. Red team now is split. The red team has trouble regrouping because one person dies and then now they're outnumbered and then the next person dies. So they really need to regroup, right? Like they're more powerful together. They were winning when they were together, and that allowed the Spellbreaker to also get a lot of value. So, I mean, there's one bell for each team. They're only behind 50 points, but if red team does not start regrouping again, obviously the match isn't only going to get better for them. And I keep seeing a lot of Condi Heralds in these matches, and actually we said that Herald was a B tier. Herald was B tier, though that was probably Power Herald, I was assuming. So yeah, Power Herald is not as good as Vindicator, but Condi Herald has a very niche usage in comps at countering the very meta classes in the meta. Thank you for the sub, Nihilist. By the way, if you have a Twitch Prime, I'd appreciate it. Support the stream. And yeah, so Condi Herald is a really good counter to a lot of the meta classes because it's a tanky Condi class that removes boons. So it removes tanky. It's good against tanky classes, and it's good against classes without a lot of support. So it's kind of like a counter to whatever it's called, the Catalyst, Fresh Air Catalyst. It's a counter to Tempests that don't run fire. most of the meta builds are like power. So anything that's Condi and can exist in a burst meta will be pretty good. Thank you for the sub as well, Sam. So yeah, the warrior actually, the warriors got a kill here against the virtuoso, but the support of the red team also died there. So while red is getting good value, they're also going to cap the bell here. At the same time, blue is kind of getting a lot of kills at mid, and it looks like, yeah, they're definitely going to cleave this out and revive their ally there. But red got the bell, so they're only 50 points behind still, even though they were getting killed quite a bit here. And another kill on the Willbender here for red. This is dangerous for blue team, because that's a big portion of their comp is actually their Willbender, because the Willbender is like the most supportive character on their team, right? Because it gives stability and cleanse. It's an interesting comp for sure. The blue team, it's like a roamer comp with a kind of like pseudo support of the Harbinger giving quickness to the boys, and the Willbender giving cleanse and stability, but not much else. No healing really. So red is coming out pretty hard there in this team fight. The thief is going for the decap, which is probably a good play because the match is getting close to ending. But that means that they're outnumbered at mid. And the warrior's taking the favorable matchup at far again. They get the decap there. Thief is going for the full cap, so they're going to be... Well, it looks like they're actually getting kills without the thief. Looks like the Reaper was just getting recasted on. And there's no Signet res here. But they are going to get the kill on this Willbender. The map state is pretty volatile right now. It could go either way. The warriors outnumbered though pretty heavily, and that's not going to be good if they lose their warrior, because that's like the one thing that allows them an advantage in this kind of like map, right? Ooh, a good pull there to get the Harbinger out of their positioning. But look at this fresh air catalyst. They're really low. Not going to get the kill before they down. And yeah, they're Zerkami, so they're just going to get killed instantly there from the Willbender that just respawned. And at this point, blue has a 2 cap. Red's warrior, which was carrying their rotations, has been killed in an outnumbered situation. So when they respawn, they're going to have to head to their home node, right? And it's going to be too late at that point. So yeah, the blue team is definitely going to win this one. What would I recommend as greatsword or rifle? A lot of things use greatsword. Not too many use rifle. Probably warrior is one of the best things to use greatsword on. And Mesmer is also very good as a greatsword. Check out the builds. The build list tells all. So that was actually the final match. So we're in the 3rd round right now. This could be a good match, actually. I think Stevie, is he not the Deadeye player? I think he's probably one of the best Deadeye players out there. Stevie? Yeah, Ink. Alright, this could be a good match then. These were the stream snipers. Alright, so looking at the comps, those aren't just any kind of catalyst. Those are hammer catalysts. And a Staff Tempest. And a Daredevil. And an Untamed. So yeah, Hammer Catalyst didn't really get any nerfs. Only the Scepter build really got nerfed. And Hammer Catalyst was always one of the best builds already. So it's probably gonna, yeah, it's definitely gonna be one of the better builds now. Both teams using an Untamed. The Signet of the Hunt is now pretty low cooldown. 20-second cooldown, and it gives you 10 unblockable, so that's pretty popular now. And using Doliac or Rune. And they've got a Bunker Chrono here, which is a very good counter to I believe it's a good counter to Warrior, but not Catalyst. So, yeah, well, both Warrior and Catalyst have a lot of unblockables, to be honest. It could go either way. So the support over here, yeah, there's 4 on blue team at this fight, and there's only 3 red. So they've got to play very carefully on the terrain here. Now red has regrouped here. The Deadeye is looking to get kills on 2 thieves just fighting each other off node. Okay. That's thief gameplay for you. Are they going to get the res? The Glyph got interrupted here. Yeah, they're going to get taken out by the Untamed with the unblockable there. That is going to be a wipe for blue because they lost their support and now they're just going to get run down here. They're not going to get actually killed here. Yeah, they're going to get the rest of the kills at mid instead of chasing. And they're just going to, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do here because I don't know if they can get the kill on this thief. They can just disengage. Maybe this is not the best play to try to chase a thief, but it's pretty low. So yeah, it looks like the Deadeye is already kind of winning the 1v1 though. So they don't need to be there. They didn't really win too much off of winning that team fight. They didn't decide to push in. They actually got decapped here, which is, yeah, so blue team isn't really that far behind, even though they lost that fight because of the decap of the thief. The Untamed here is looking for a kill on the Catalyst. They've got their elite up though, so they're going to be fine. Target is definitely the Untamed right now. They're getting supported pretty well. The Water Overload is successfully casted, so they're at full HP now. They're pretty healthy. And they've got their Signet of the Hunt, so they're ready to do their burst, it looks like. But yeah, they're taking a lot of damage from those Catalysts. Yeah, the double hammer Catalyst is just training it down. So much damage, and you can barely even see what the animations are because they're all just like constantly pulsing. It's definitely difficult to survive one that's just on top of you. Landing a barrage in the team fight. Now the Deadeye is in the team fight as well. They're going to land their Sword 3. Yeah, they're taking out the boons as well of that Tempest, which means they don't have 40% protection. So yeah, Thief is really good for countering Tempest because they're really squishy without their protection. He's going to try to go for the 1v1 against the Untamed. The unblockable is up, so he's going to go in stealth. He's going to go into sword to... Ooh, that was like half of his health there from the pet. He goes for the cloak and dagger, the stealth, but I don't know if he can control this any longer. This is a good play to disengage. Give up the buff because he's just going to feed otherwise. Very good decision to not overinvest. But he's got to be careful. So the team fight is, red has a 2 cap right now, and they're... So they have two Mesmers as duelists? They have 2 Chronos. I didn't notice that. So yeah, their Chrono is fighting the Hammer Catalyst over here. I think the Catalyst does quite a bit of damage. It might even win this matchup, and they are currently winning it. But you have to be careful of the Condi Burst as a Catalyst, so that is a thing. But the Thief comes in and +1s the already winning matchup, it looks like. Untamed, it's not going to come in here because they see their allies already dead. Good decision to not overinvest. Just when you're losing a fight, don't do not overinvest into it, right? Like, that's a good rotation. They're already winning the map, right? They lose one player, but they still have the map. Don't want to go into a losing fight like that. So, yeah, very good decision. But now a team fight is going to erupt on the far point for red team. And their Tempest is locked out of the healing stuff for a while. They don't have earth, they don't have water. So their Chronomancer has to survive for quite a bit here. They've got earth now. And now they've got water, so they've got plenty of healing here. And now they're going to finish off that catalyst with the Untamed burst there, it looked like. And the Deadeye and the Untamed as well. So they're getting kills. Their back pointer is the Chrono here. He's taking this matchup again, but now he's on his node. They pushed up, essentially. So he's in a favorable matchup there. Or a favorable situation, not a matchup. And they've got kills over here on red, so looks like there's gonna be, yeah, he's gonna get +1 there, because even though his team is winning fights, well, if you are winning fights, usually teams will disengage, and that means you have to adapt to those rotations, or the players who are in even fights are going to be outnumbered, and then you're going to start losing. So I think red, even though they're winning some of these fights, they're kind of over investing. Like, when you get a kill, you need to decide what you're going to do immediately. Are you going to stay and get the next kill, or are you going to rotate and go somewhere else? And it feels like they're not deciding that fast enough, which, even though they are winning right now, they could probably be winning harder if they weren't constantly losing their duelist to a thief constantly outnumbering them for free. But they keep getting kills on the Hammer Catalyst here. Thief is looking for a decap probably. He's going to take the 1v1. Not going to be... Ooh, and he gets interrupted. That was actually, yeah, pretty rough. Because the Deadeye stole into him as well, so he couldn't use stealth. So he was dazed. Yeah, it just looks like the red team's roamer situation is a lot better. Like the Deadeye and the Untamed have a better coordination than the Daredevil and the Untamed on the blue team as well. Even though blue team is probably rotating a little bit better when they lose those fights. They just aren't winning the fights, which in the end is what matters, usually. Thank you for the sub, Broluffer. So yeah, it looks like this match may be over. They do have a kill here, though. Are they going to get the res? Interrupt here by the thief. They're going to get that cleave. And they probably want to chase this Tempest, because if they can get this kill, actually, they can make a comeback. This actually might be the comeback for blue. They do lose their Hammer Catalyst, though, so not the best for them. So the Tempest is still getting chased by the Thief and the Untamed. They've got to be careful. Didn't get the dodge off in time. But it looks like they're not going to be doing too poorly. Their duelist is here. They can maybe survive outnumbered. Yeah, the gravity well here. They have their Continuum Rift is up, but a little bit too late because they couldn't use that with all of their burst. But they had to use their burst to survive. Yeah, he's going to use it just to survive, which is not ideal, but not really. He didn't really have much choice there. Unfortunate timing of the cooldowns. So blue team is coming back. They got the kill here. What is red team going to do to try to secure their lead, though? Looks like they're regrouping on their home node, on a node that they own. They probably win with a single cap at this point, so this is a good idea for them to just stay here. And blue looks like they're not coming in here too fast. So it's just a 3v3. Their Chronomancer is going to hold the node until the boys can arrive. That is, what is that called? Tornado going out there. Just quick little CC. Water attunement's up, so big heals coming out. Their Untamed is low though. Earth attunement into the overload. They actually got CC'd there. That might have been the Untamed removing the stability there, or the... I don't know what that was. They got interrupted in their Earth overload. Yeah, at this point, red team is just going to win. They can hold this node until the end of the match. And their other duelist is just investing in their victory by splitting their team and winning another node. Glyph's going out. They almost got decap there, going for the glyph. They should be fine though. Actually, they're going to lose mid decap. They really need to stand on this node. The Untamed is kiting a bit far, and they need to stand on the node, so they're going to be 2v3 here for a while. So this relies on the Chronomancer surviving on the node while they... Okay, now the Deadeye's here, but the Deadeye doesn't really support. They just do damage. But the pressure might be enough to help them peel. Yeah, they've got to hold this node, and it's pretty dangerous. The well goes down on the Tempest, but yeah, they're going to get cleaved out. These Catalysts are just training down players one by one, but it's probably not going to be enough because they're just farming kills at their own spawn, and they can just keep coming back and holding the node. But they actually... Do they have the buff? They have the buff too. They're actually going to get the decap if the Untamed doesn't get on here in time. 3 seconds left. Cleave. Cleave, boys. Cleave. 1? No, it was 1 second off decap. That was actually a potential comeback there if they got that sooner. This match is still going pretty close. We got a Druid. Looks like a Greatsword Burst Druid, yeah. Marksman Druid. It's an even match right now. Okay, so these are the you know, the warrior and the Condi Reaper comp versus... Looks like they're using their druid as a DP. No, a duelist. He's holding the node. He's kind of off the node on my screen, but he gets CC'd. Dangerous. Oh, he used his invuln in time, but this is not a good matchup. Druid is not a good matchup versus for sure. He's gonna lose the node anyways. So red team is... He's got a CC though. That could be pretty big, and he's getting +1 by the... What kind of a chrono is this? Looks like a greatsword. Zerker chrono. Yep, just Zerker. Meanwhile, at mid, what kind of support they got? They got a Tempest as well. Tempest and Reaper. Is this a Condi Reaper too? This is also a Condi Reaper. So the reason why we're seeing so many Condi Reapers is because the meta build is a Tempest, right? And Tempest gets countered by Chill. And what gives a lot of Chill? Reaper. What does the current Tempest build weak to? Condis. So you just go as much countering to Tempest as possible, right? You go Condi, which counters Earth, and then you go Chill, which counters Tempest in general. He's got a Fresh Air Weaver on him, or Tempest. Sorry. We'll try that a third time. Fresh Air Catalyst on him. Got his support now, though. It's really close. The winning play right now is for... This node is getting free value for blue. But I don't think they can afford to go and decap them. They're gonna get the res here? Ooh, it's really close. Mesmers do not have enough sustained damage, though, to cleave. They've only got burst. They didn't go for the full res, though. This could actually be bad. He should have just gone for the full res, maybe? Here's the Torment, though, gonna finish him off. They're gonna be taken out, though, because, yeah, they're 2v1ing a roamer. So Blue's gonna take that. That is the 4th round, I believe. We're still in the, what is it called? The Swiss rounds. Haven't seen this other team yet. So four rounds. How many teams do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't know the math on that, but I think the semi or the elimination is going to be 8 teams, right? For sure, yeah. Or sorry, not 8 teams. It's going to be. Is it 8 teams? Yeah, I think so. Not 16. Yeah, it's going to be 8 teams. They are not eliminated because we're in Swiss. So Swiss means you just have like a score system of win ratio. So if they're 2-0 and then they lose one, they're 2-1. And if they were 1-2 and then they lose another, then they're 1-3. The teams with the highest scores against the highest score teams will move on based on whatever the threshold is. Let's just scout out some teams here. Yeah, they still have a chance. I mean, that was a pretty good match. Those were pretty good teams for sure. All right, so that was the team we just watched. Oh, this one could be good. There's actually a lot of decent teams for sure. Okay, this one's already started, but this guy's AFK. He's AFK. Oh, he's back? So we've got Virtuoso. We've got Herald. Yeah, maybe let's not watch this one. This one could be good. Firebrand? We memeing here? Nope, not memeing at all. This is a Sage Fire Earth Tempest. Sage Fire Earth. They share auras, not through aura share. They do it through auras that already automatically are AoE. So it's like a hybrid DPS / support. They're also using Dagger Warren. Yeah, this is a pretty aggressive support build. Meanwhile, they have a Condi Herald here. And they've actually got a Spectre. So I said Spectre was unplayable. I'm open to being wrong. I think this guy plays a lot of Spectre though, so he's probably playing it pretty well. Not everyone is going to be at this level. And they've got a support Core Guardian here. Their teammates are not nearby though, so they're not getting too much value out of using their skills. Staff 4 is going to full heal them and heal. They've actually got a Tempest and a support Core Guardian on blue team here. And this was the roamer comp we saw earlier. They were using what kind of virtuoso is this? Like it's a Zerker. It's a Zerker kind of like dueling chrono. Gonna die there. He needs the invuln. Oh my god. That is some greed right there. He's like, I don't need to waste my cooldown. They got the res there. I think because they already won the fight. Blue team is... well, both teams have one dead. And they're both pushing into kind of like team fight at the blue team's home node. Both thieves are fighting each other. But one's a Spectre and one's a Daredevil. I think Spectre counters Daredevil though. Pretty sure. So the Daredevil is just gonna probably leave this. Even though Spectre got nerfed pretty hard, he's gonna leave. So yeah, he's just gonna leave. So yeah, what's the Firebrand doing over here? What is this build? Sage Balth. Smoldering. Permeating Wrath. I mean, you tried, but he's gonna swap. You tried. But Firebrand is still in the... It's in the play... Yeah, it's in the playable tier. Playable tier. We'll maybe review the tier list later. But he swapped to a Catalyst. Now, we all know that swapping classes in an AT means that you forfeited the integrity of the match. So if they win, they swap class, and therefore your count, it does not count, right? That you won. I mean, it does, but winning doesn't matter anyways. But in our heads, we know that you swapped. So there is no integrity to the outcome of this match. But for the sake of role play, we'll just assume that he's always been on Catalyst. Alright, so what do we got here with this Virtuoso? What are they looking to do? They're looking to +1 this Tempest. Oh, there's actually 2 Virtuosos on their team now? They swapped out their... I believe that was a Harbinger. They had a Harbinger before. And they also had a... Was that a second Necro? No, they didn't have a second Necro. But now they have a Scrapper as well. He is not using nades. Oh, he is using nades. It was on cooldown. Yeah, so this is sort of the build people were using. A little bit more sustain and CC on it, though. Not using the Shredder Gyro, which is kind of a meme, to be honest, in PvP. I like the addition of the Slick Shoes here. I think that's a good decision. But this comp has no sustain on it, so he's got to be careful. He gets taken out by one little hit from the Spectre there. They don't have any support, so... And look at blue team. They're going with double support. So these fights are extremely dangerous for red. They have to be very precise because they can't just brute force them because blue has 2 supports. And honestly, Spectre is pretty supporty too. Wait, they've got 2 heralds as well. Okay, one is power, one is Gandhi. Was that a swap? Or did they have 2 heralds the entire time? A lot of volatility here. He's got to go for the CC, but the blind comes out, preventing anything that could potentially happen there. Okay, the support's coming in. Fire overload. He can't share that aura. Can he even share auras? Yeah, he's using the aura trait. Just it doesn't share when it happens. Those Virtuosos are really pumping, huh? I think they're both Zerker. One is Sinister, actually. Sinister Guardian? That's interesting, because Virtuoso has a lot of blocks, huh? It's like a hybrid Virtuoso. Well, red is coming back with these Virtuosos doing big bursts like that. Maybe Virtuoso is better than I give it credit for. They see the Core Guardian going for the decap there. Yeah, they need to decap something. Catalyst is pretty low. They don't have any support. But they do have Earth Shield. But Earth Shield has big cooldowns now. Yeah, they're going to get taken out there for sure. The Herald is going to chase, right? The Herald looks like they've got something else on their agenda there. Usually Herald players will chase kills, and that's all they will do. They just tunnel vision on kills. But this one looks like he's got another agenda. I mean, not that that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. A Herald that has more than this as their vision that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Alright, so blue team, it looks like they're going to get 2v1 here. Which is a pretty rough situation for them because it's two burst classes, and the Condi Herald is a pretty hard counter to Condi classes, but not power. Well, it's a counter to classes that don't have cleanse, but it's in a 1v2. They are getting supported though. This is a nice kill that they've got here, but they're going to lose the decap there, which is actually really bad. And they're sitting there like taking so much pressure there to like stand on top of a thief. I'm not sure if that was the best positioning there, to be honest, but now the support has to stay because they lost so much health to cleaving out a thief, which they probably should have just left, right? There's no res potential there. The gyro would get cleaved out easily. Okay, the Guardian's going for the Torment gets cleansed. I think they maybe should have chased harder there. Well, blue's got a 2-cap now. They got a kill here. I wasn't watching that. Probably... I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Now the catalyst is here. It's a hammer catalyst, I believe. Yeah. Condi Herald probably is not bad into hammer catalyst, to be honest. But yeah, they're taking a lot of damage. They have to use their heal skill. And both of their players are just standing on top of each other, so they're eating nades. Yeah, they're just losing all their health. And let's be honest, this is not a good healer. It's not a good healer. It's a hybrid healer, right? So he can't really sustain through that. So he's just going to leave. It's going to go to far. Try to 1v1 a Virtuoso. 2 Virtuosos. This is going to be painful. Yeah. Well, he did quite a bit of damage there, and the Rev is now peeling. Not a lot of healing, though, coming out, because not water traded. The Overload comes out, and he's going to get taken out. No res potential there from the Herald either, so they're just going to leave it. Meanwhile, red is still getting... Ooh, interrupt on the Signet there. That's rough, because they're 2v3ing now. He needs to leave stealth to get the... Is he Shadow Arts? Yeah, he's Shadow Arts. He would get cleanse. I think he got unlucky there with the cleanse. Yeah, Torment is on the list of cleanses. I think he cleansed like 1 stack of burning instead of 5 Torment. So he got taken out. Yeah, I think there's some bugs sometimes with stealth, but I'm pretty sure it's not that hacking was occurring. It was just that there's sometimes bugs with that. Because I've seen that happen before. But the Herald is in a 1v2 here. He's got a cleave, but there's blocks going out from the Virtuoso. Not much cleave potential because he's on cooldown and Malik's stance isn't ready. Does get the CC though at the last second. The stomp secures the kill, but it does mean that they're going to respawn faster, which I think in this state of the game, I think they need to take riskier plays and not go for stomps like that. They need to be a little bit more aggressive. And the fact that the Guardian came there in the first place is potentially, you know, game throwing, because they need to be winning the other nodes, right? So, yeah, it looks like red is going to take the win here. But it doesn't count because they swapped. The integrity of the match has been lost by the fact that they swapped. I still don't know why they allow that to swap in the middle of a match. Like in a ranked queue, which is less meaningful, there's more prevention on that, but spaghetti coding. What do you do about AFK players? Who cares? Let them AFK. I'd rather people AFK in game than quit the game. That just means they're casual players and they're making money while they're... I mean, yeah, obviously they should ban people who bot, but AFKers, I mean, not a big deal. They make like, what, 2 gold an hour? What do they make, like 2 gold an hour? It's not a big deal, to be honest. AFK farming ain't that big of a deal. AFK in PvP, though, is another issue. That's not what he's talking about, though. All right, we're still in Swiss. I think this is going to be the last Swiss round. Yeah, the economy is going to be fine, trust me. The economy kind of balances itself as well. Like, if you farm one spot too much, then those mats just reduce in price. And then they farm something else. How do you make gold by AFKing? You just, you can auto cast things, or like have an AI that will kill things that spawn on top of you. It's like if you were to go out into the open world and just kill mobs to farm. That's pretty much it. You're just killing mobs, which isn't really lucrative. When you see a pistol, Signet of Malice Deadeye, maybe that's not the match to watch. Well, it's not botting. It's not botting. You don't need a third-party program to do that. You can literally do it with the tools that ArenaNet gives you in-game. You're not botting. And honestly, you could probably do it while semi-AFK as well, which means that's probably what a lot of people do, is they're semi-AFK. They're watching Netflix and AFK farming. So, I mean, I don't really think anything's going to be done about it. I don't think anyone should do anything about it, because it ain't a problem. And if they were to do something about it, it would probably be more of a problem than it is really creating in the first place. We've got a massive brawl. The duelists have capped their nose, but then we're just like, you know what? Let's just get kills here. Let's just kill them. The support on blue team is down, and so is the support on red team. So a lot of kills are going to occur right now. Kills are going to happen very soon. Volatility has been achieved. Chaos comes. Speaking of which, Chaos Mesmers. Oh, what is this? A core Mesmer? Power one shot? Yeah, some like greatsword power Mesmer. He's not running Chaos though. That's interesting. Usually, oh, this, wait. Okay, he's targeting a Chrono. He's not himself a Chrono. Yeah, he's running Inspiration instead of Chaos. I probably would think that Chaos would be better because you have more stealth, which allows you more surprise, which allows you more one-shot potential. The Thief saw that coming a mile away. He's just going to leave. Good play by the Thief. And the Mesmer has nothing now. He's got no burst. Thief's got Dagger Storm. This is going to be... Oh, good timing on that Greatsword 5. He's got nothing left. Oh, he lands a big one. Big Greatsword 2. CC. Thief can't use his abilities while he's dazed. But he's getting juked because he thought the Thief was staying. The Thief is leaving. Thief's going to come back, though. He's going to land the steal. Ooh. Alright, this is an interesting 1v1. Because this is like World v World right now. Not some bunker 1v1. Alright, let's watch some bunkers. They're all just nut hugging on the node, alright. Good gameplay. Alright, so what is Blue's comp actually? They have 2 NGs, one's a hollow. This guy always plays hollow. This guy always plays Scrapper. And this guy always plays Soul Beast. It's always nice when you can always just play the class that you like to play. And not just follow the meta. Heal's going out for the Soul Beast here. Protection. Out of cooldowns here, but they're getting a kill, I think, on the Tempest. They got revived, though. I think they Renewal of Fired, and that revived them. Alright. So red team has the node over here for free, so they're getting value out of this team fight. Red's Thief is constantly getting pushed out, though, by this Mesmer. Which is interesting, because you would think that the Deadeye has the advantage there. Ooh, Blue lost both their NGs, though. The Soul Beast is gonna be like 1v4, 1v3 now. They're gonna get a nice disengage, maybe? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, no. Maybe? Maybe? He's out, dude. He's fucking out. That was pretty insane how he survived with Vulture Stance and Sharpening Stone. He just survived on mobility alone. It's pretty interesting. I don't know why they didn't chase that kill harder or what happened there. Maybe he had stealth from the smoke scale, but I highly doubt it. Thief's looking for the decap. He sees it. He's on the hunt. Ooh, Vulture Stance and the Signet, or the Sharpening Stone. This Thief is gonna die? Oh no, he's got the Cleanse. I mean, he's Shadow Arts, right? Yeah, he's got Cleanse. That's a interesting burst combo, though. The Soul Beast with the double Venom. How did Sharpening Stone save him? It didn't save him. That's the point. He's got no cooldowns for defense. He's full offense, and he still survived. That was what made it interesting. Ooh, they get the res. Signet was used by the Guardian. I like to see Mace being used by Guardian. Sword, I think, is pretty good for rotations, but play into your strengths, to be honest. Guardian isn't about rotations. It really isn't. It's about tanking up with the boys, you know? Cleave is going out. The boys are not cleaving fast enough. Ooh, the Deadeye going for the res now. Somehow they were not cleaving that downstate really hard. I don't know what happened there. They had a big head start. Okay, this is like a full DPS hollow. Not gonna have a good time against the Conde Chrono, to be honest. And the boys are coming in as well. Untamed is going to have unblockable very soon. They're going to go for the kill. The block is out, but they're not on their longbow. Gotta be careful. They don't have any cooldowns. The elite has been used. All the stun breaks have been used. Yeah, I mean, red team's got, like, it's got a more meta comp. Let's be honest. I mean, both teams are playing very well, but red team has definitely the more meta comp. They get a nice kill there. Ooh, Moa goes out and they've got 2 downs. They're cleaving, but the hollow gets cleaved out first. The stomp, I believe. I mean, like, let's look at the tier list real quick. They're not that far off, to be honest, as far as the tier list goes, but they're definitely lower. They're using less meta builds, for sure. No catalysts or spellbreakers, though. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? Not seeing the same build every single time. CC. Alright, blue's got a kill here. 2 kills here. They could come back. They lost their core mesmer, but that's not a big deal because they can just run back. They're going to go for the beast again. They kind of need it. But at the same time, they didn't get bleed value off of these 2 players here that they killed. I think that's one of the biggest issues I think that most players in PvP struggle with, is they don't know when to bleed. They are always so like aggressive with their kills, and then they don't get value out of those kills. Like if you're gonna play for kills, you want to get value out of them because you invest a lot of time in them. If you just let them respawn, they come back faster than it took you to even get the kill on them. So I don't think blue is gonna really get that much value off of. And they could have gotten the beast for free, really, if they just bled those, right? Rotations are very important. And this match looks like it's going to be over, though. See if we can catch another one. This is the one we're already in. This one looks like it's close. Herald versus Chrono. Gets the Mass and Viz. He's getting healed as well. Is Peanut running staff? He's running... Okay, he's running meta. He's running meta now. He's giving out a decent amount of heals. He gets interrupted, though, on the glyph. Gets the res still, somehow? That was nice. He used the glyph again. In Earth, which gives them extra range. But they've lost their nodes. They're going hard on the Harbinger here. Or that's a Reaper. Yeah, they're all playing this, well... He's Marauders with curses. So I think he's just playing Power Reaper, but he wants Gandhi's. Which makes sense too. Peanut's holding out here. Can't really do too much about being alone here. He needs to go help his teammate. Immobilize goes out. They're going to get the decap because of this. Very good CC, but the catalyst ports back on. Alright, so blue's got the decaps. Meanwhile, a bit of a 1v1 here. Is this Condi? Condi, Soul Beast, it looks like, yeah. This build is extremely aggressive. Has Doliac stance, and that's it. Full aggression. He's getting chased here by the Scrapper. Yeah, this build is not very high on sustain. So if he gets ganked like that, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. They get the kill on the support over here while that happens, though. So it's an even situation, except the red team does not have a support now. So they're actually going to get the decap as well. Okay, no, the Mesmer is going to prevent that. And meanwhile, they're going to get baited to go into mid. Mesmer's really low. I've got a 2-cap coming in here. Beast is relevant at this point as well. Herald is getting trained by like 4. Oh, this is a really tanky Herald build though. They've got like 2 blocks. Ooh, a big pull there. That's going to make it really inconvenient for red team to get any momentum here. I think the play is... oh, yeah, they lost their Soul Beast. He got outnumbered, and that's like the weakest link, right? Because he's the easiest kill with that aggressive build. They're going to go for the Beast too. Getting knocked down there. Gonna be fine with the... yeah, he's gonna get the support from the Untamed. And now they're just gonna 2v1 the Soul Beast again. And they pretty much got the win. Herald build. It's just like a bunker duelist Herald. Rabid, undead. You could go back in the VOD. Yeah, it's Rabid. I mean, Rabid is not the best on Herald, but it counters the meta, right? Because you want toughness. All right, now we're out of the Swiss rounds. We're in the elimination rounds. Let's see what this is. Harbinger, double untamed, triple necro. Or sorry, it's 2 necros. This could be a good match. Yeah, this could be a good match. Both teams have, well, yeah, they both have some weird comp, for sure. It's not like meta, it's not meta comp for sure, so this might be the last bastion of off-meta builds or comps. Till we get into the later ones. Okay. Comparing daggers. Wait. Bro, you playing Miracle Rogue? What is this, my dude? What is this? Hello. Oh, he's Spec. Okay, he was trolling. He was trolling. He's Spectre now. I was like, what the? Okay, yeah, the carry name that gave it away. Alright. They actually went to 2 Scrappers and 2 Untamed, as well as a Spectre. So they have a kind of like 4 Bruiser comp, or maybe a 4 DPS comp, and then 1 Spectre is like a pseudo support. And the Scrappers can actually give barrier. Are they running gyros with barrier? No. Nope, they're just running full DPS. The Spectre just gives a good amount of barrier. An interesting comp. Now, I said that Spectre was unplayable. But maybe it's a niche thing. So it's not unplayable, but it's maybe playable. Regardless, though, Core Warrior's okay. It's just no one plays it because there's better options. You could play Spellbreaker, and it's the same playstyle, but just better. Play Berserker, same playstyle, but better. Bladesworn, more fun. Maybe not better, though. Yeah, it's like Core Warrior, there's really no reason to play it. You could play it, but why? There's a lot of kills going on here. Now, red team has a very support-oriented comp, but blue team has a lot of damage. So, this can go either way, to be honest. He swapped off the Scrapper? The game is now forfeited. The integrity is now forfeited. They are ahead, though. They were already ahead, but they swapped off. What do we got with the Scrapper here being chased? They're going for they're regrouping on the kill on this Herald. Yeah, they're gonna probably singled out. There's actually 2 Heralds, Condi and Power here. That was a nice juke there. Gyro's going out. The super speed's going out. The unblockable from the Untamed. They're going to burst this. There's no way you can res this. That's double burst. They need to stop cleaving this, though, because they need to get the kill on that Herald. They need to be chasing this Herald. Their comp relies on cleave. I think they're over cleaving the down body and not the other one. But they're still getting kills elsewhere. They won that 2v2, and then they were winning the 3v3, which, if you think about it, their 3v3 was a support Guardian, a support Tempest, and a Spectre. So they just had 3 bunker classes there, yeah. So they had no damage. They had a very awkward kind of like comp rotation there. It was like all their damage was together and all their support was together. So it just didn't work out. They need to combine that in different combinations for that to work out. Both teams actually have a Spectre, by the way. Ooh, red team is losing everyone now, yeah, because they were just in bad rotation there, bad combinations. I mean, I think if we learn one thing from today, it's that Spectre's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just not like a full-on what is it called? Not a full-on like duelist or DPS anymore. You have to get value out of the utility and the support that Spectre gives. It's like a utility class, so it requires rotation and kind of like awareness. Definitely an interesting playstyle. It's cool. I mean, I play it in World v World, and it's pretty fun there. So I guess in PvP it's probably even better than in World v World, where it's a little bit smaller scale. You don't get so overwhelmed by being outnumbered. So yeah, maybe Spectre is pretty good. Ooh, here comes a Signet. He doesn't have the CC though, but they have the cleave, yeah. And the rest of the team has probably the CC. The bell is up in 9 seconds. See how the Spectre is also like contesting the node? Well, I mean, they have a Spectre doing it too, but he's like contesting the node and supporting the fight. That is like the power of Spectre, right? It's support and a roamer at the same time, which is definitely an interesting and new playstyle that doesn't really exist on any other support, which I think is like pretty interesting, right? Because the thing about more traditional supports is they are countered by roamers, right? So Spectre doesn't get countered by roamers that out-rotate, but it does get countered by, you know, overwhelming pressure, of course. So your team has to play around it. It's definitely interesting. Fight on node. Not necessarily. I think it's just a bad map for them, maybe. Because, like, yeah, their comp is very fight oriented because they have two like supports. But fighting a node on this map is not very good because you're easy to kill. There's not much terrain nearby. There's a lot of space in between the nodes. So if you want to posture for one node and then posture for another, like, you have to be in between, and if you overinvest into a node, then they just out-rotate you. So I don't think red is necessarily wrong. They just have a disadvantage in terms of the map. I got a new cord for the mic, so maybe I'll have to do some other stuff to see what the sound issue is there. But yeah, red team's actually got they're getting wiped, so it doesn't matter that they've got the nodes. Yeah, they're losing the nodes now. I don't know. I'll check that out later though. Yeah, blue team's gonna take this win, and we will go to the next match. Maybe that's not gonna be the best match. Two Weavers. Fortnite Enjoyer. But this match has been going on for a while. Okay, this is still the last match. So the semis and the quarters are happening at the same time. Is that what's happening? Is this still quarterfinals and then another semifinals is happening? Stability. Sanctuary is going down. He's using Sanctuary instead of the Signet. You love to see it. Is that a CC? Yeah, the Untamed is CCing him there. They've got a Condi Herald. Oh, the Deadeye's on them. The Dead countering the Herald. Because Condi Heralds are like tanks that don't have like pure output. And unless you have like evades or mobility or line of sight, you're just gonna die with Deadeye eventually. So yeah, the Deadeye is pretty good at killing that, but they still lost. Kind of wish I saw that match as well, but both matches were probably good. So now we're in the semis. People are not accepting the queue. Yeah, so this is semifinals, and then the winner of both of these matches is the finals. And after we finish the last match, we will go over the tier list and revise it. Alright, let's check out this match. I think I want to watch the other one though, because that was the interesting Spectre comp that we want to watch. No, this is it. Is this it? No, this isn't it. It's a different one, I think. Oh, no, it is. It is. Yeah, it is, because this guy was the Spectre. I am under the water. What team was that? You know what? I think this will be a more interesting match, actually, now that I think about it. So, both teams, okay, actually, they have a support. Yeah, Peanut's playing support. A lot of Condis on red team. Yeah, a lot of Condis. Actually, the entirety of red team is Condi. Urantian is also Condi, so full Condi team. And then Tempest is also Sage. So a little bit more Condi there. Blue team though, they are Burst. Burst with Spectre. So this will be interesting. Sure. His traits are wilderness skirmishing, and he's carrion scavenging with a axe and warhorn and a short bow. Ooh, they took out the Harbinger like instantly. Yeah, that's the burst of blue team. But they're going for the weak link here, which is actually the Spectre. Spectre is pretty easy to focus. You gotta be careful. You gotta constantly use stealth as a Spectre. You gotta be with your teammates. I mean, that's the issue with Spectre. It is squishy. Alright, so right off the bat, multiple kills for both teams. But red team is going to cap mid, and they have their Tempest on that. So they're going to have quite a bit of an advantage because the mid node is pretty hard to decap, especially when you've got support there. They're going to try to chase the Scrapper, but he's super speeding out. The support on blue team is a Spectre. So not a lot of support on blue team. But a lot of mobility. How do you get stealth there? I think he might have reflected a, No, they don't have any rangers with longbows. I don't know how he got stealth there. Might have been the Spectre. Oh, Sneak Gyro. I forgot about Sneak Gyro. The target is it going to be close? Yeah, they get their support down, and without the support, they're going to get bursted pretty hard by this blue team. Multiple kills. They need to bleed those because with those... Oh my god, they have 4 down on the map. 5, almost. Yeah, Hatui's over here alive. That is huge for blue, and they're going to bleed these. This is what I'm talking about when I say you need to bleed. Bleed your kills, especially if you get an entire enemy team wipe like that. Blue has a massive momentum now. Like red is now finally respawning, but blue's already got the full caps on all 3 nodes. By the time they fully regroup, they're gonna have a 3 cap, right? And now blue gets to fight on a 3 cap. So regardless of the outcome of any of these situations, as long as they don't get instantly decapped in all 3 nodes, they're going to be quite far ahead. They're actually going to let this Mesmer decap. Ooh, maybe a little bit more awareness might be required here. Because this decap, well, he's going to go for the full cap as well. But they are going to be quite outnumbered because the Mesmer is over there. But red team has support there, so they're going to be able to survive in a 4v5 for a bit. And red's actually coming out on top of this situation because blue doesn't engage on the 5v4 hard enough, which I don't think they could in the first place. They need to kind of like poke and look for that one kill. And actually, yeah, their one low Scrapper is taken out there, but they get res by the other Scrapper with the gyro. The Scrapper's going to go for the decap, but the Mesmer's going to chase. And this is not a good matchup. Meanwhile, over here, okay, red's got mid now as well. So it was just over that kind of like overinvestment play that blue did that they kind of lost their lead. Now they got to go for another entire team wipe. They had played more reserved, I think they would have gotten way more out of that 3 cap. Now he's going to be taken out. He's got no cooldowns. Yeah, he's going to be taken out. The Spectre is respawning, it looks like. They're actually going to get the decap here at mid. That's nice. They got to be careful, though. because red is going to push in here very soon. They're going to manage to get the kill. This is really good timing because now red is starting to push in, but it's right after they get the down on the Ellie. So now red does not have a support here. As long as they don't get the revive, which they probably won't. So now red's advantage against the blue team was that they had a support, right? Well, blue was kind of low already, so they can come back if they do a little bit of counter pressure for sure. So blue's just going to disengage from this, it looks like. They're going to cap with their... Yeah, the person who's lowest health, it's usually nice for them to cap because they get value out of capping while they're kind of like resetting. But he's also their duelist. Where's he running? Griffin stance. Oh. I don't think he was running Griffin stance before, was he? I think he saw that he needed more survivability, maybe. Hatsui's taking 1v1s. I don't know if this is where they want their Harbinger to be. Does he have a stability on Shroud Entrance? No, he doesn't. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous. He's going for the elixir share, which is, yeah, pretty nice. It's pretty nice to use your elite skill and give all boons to all your allies, but in PvP it lasts for what, like 3 seconds? Yeah, for 3 seconds, so maybe not worth. Maybe the stability is better. Regardless, we have... Blue has their ranger respawning over here. And they're going to +1 the scrapper. So it's going to be a 2v2 there. There's a 3v3 over here. Mid is capped for red. This is probably a really good situation for red though, because they already kind of pressured the scrapper over here before the ranger was spawning. I think they just got hit by a phantasmal mage there as well. They're not in a good spot. They're going to be pushed off and they're going to lose the node. But they need to just regroup. They need to just get full HP and regroup. Yeah, this is a perfect play by them. I mean, losing the fight or winning the fight would have been the perfect play, but the next best play is to not die in that losing fight. Yeah, they got to be careful. Their entire team comp is Condies. He's got some barrier that'll keep him alive to those Condies. Really quick kill there on that Herald, because how the Herald survives is through blocks. And Untamed, they have the Signet of the Hunt. Doesn't look like they're going to get too much out of this because, yeah, they're just getting taxed too hard by the Condies. They don't have any support. If they had a support in their comp, it would be a lot easier to handle the Condi comp of red team. This survival here is pretty good, but he is going to lose the node as a result if no one else contests. Yeah. Oh, he's going to go for the decap as well. He could go for the decap. No, the Mesmer sees. He's going to +1 the Harbinger. Oh boy, this is going to be rough for the Harbinger. He has his worm nowhere on the map. There is no worm on the map. He's dead. The worm gets rupted. He's dead. Yeah, it's unfortunate because red team keeps using their Harbinger as a duelist, which I think maybe is because they don't want to put Urantian into a Condi Herald. Or sorry. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that, because they're on the same team, yeah. Yeah, they just need to be using their duelist as duelist and not their Harbinger. I mean, they have a lead, right? But the Harbinger by themselves is not ideal. Blue is getting kills here. They're going to get the decap here as well. They've got momentum, but... They going for Lord? What is this? Did he try to go for a kill there? That was weird. He I don't know if he wasted so much time there going inside for the Lord or something. They had a lot of momentum, but he didn't really get too much out of it. They do get the kill. That's the support down, so they can cleave this. They've got poison. They've got big damage coming in. Slick shoes as well. They can't res this. They can. They can res this. They're choosing not to res it and to instead pressure the scrapper, which is a pretty good idea. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. But he's going to rally. And now the Untamed is blocking for him with projectile block on his pet. But he gets taken out by something. Maybe the projectile block ended. It's really close. This is going to be a close one. Blue has a 2 cap, almost 3 cap, and their scrapper is fighting a harbinger, which is not ideal for the harbinger, but not ideal for the scrapper either. Now they're going to be 3v1, so they're just going to piece them out of there. Now they keep their 2 cap. A little bit of counter pressure. That's going to slow them down a little bit. They do get decapped over at their home node, the blue team. And that means they're not going to get too much value out of those kills. The unblockable comes out into the... Yeah, this is a good matchup for the Untamed because the Herald has so many blocks, but they're just ignored by the unblockable. So he's going to chase this out. Not going to go for the cap, though. He's going to go for the kill, which is, I think, the right play because if he gets kills, then, or if someone on his team gets killed as well, they'll just go into home. Don't waste time full capping at this point in the game because it's going to come down to who wins the fights right here, right? It's so close. He gets a double kill. Yeah, this guy's, he's popping off right now. And now he can go for the full cap after getting those kills instead of letting his team die to being outnumbered because he lets the other person, and they would have lost mid, right? So now they keep mid, and he's going to late cap his home, but that's enough to win. All right, see ya, Ares. And now the finals. So we're going to see the burst comp versus the kind of more balanced comp. It's going to be interesting for sure. And remember, blue team is using Spectre. They're using Spectre, which I said was unplayable. It's unplayable, but it's in the final. So we'll be changing that opinion clearly after the finals for sure, regardless of the outcome. So when we get into this final match, it's going to be on... Yeah, I don't know what map it's going to be on yet. The map can often be a big factor in which team wins, and since it's a best of one, it can mean a lot more. It's technically not a best of one though, because they get chances to play each other before then. So We're not accepting the queue, I guess. Thank you. I actually tried today. I actually tried. I was not like just memeing. Usually I'm just memeing because I'm not taking it too seriously. But honestly, that's on you guys for performing well. You guys gave me good matches that were interesting plays, you know, interesting comps, not just running all the same stuff. So, I mean, yeah, you guys did it too. You guys made the content. All right, let's get into this last match. It's on Temple, the worst map to have as finals. Yeah, probably the worst map for finals, besides maybe Skyhammer. Well, no, Skyhammer is probably not as bad. It's maybe like second worst. But you can see here the thief is gonna do their thief things. We know. And well, let's not look at the comps yet. Let's give them a little bit of time to create their fake builds, so that they don't get spectated early and sniped. But as far as it looks like right now, we're going to be seeing a Tempest support on blue, a Scrapper, a Chrono, a Fresher Tempest, or sorry, Fresher Catalyst, and an Untamed or maybe a Warrior. And then on red, we're going to probably see the Burst comp coming out. Now, Temple is going to be... This is actually going to be a good match, I think, because Temple is a bad map, but it's a roamer map because the objectives are so spread out, and holding a node is really kind of hard to do, so generally duelists don't get too much value. So yeah, we're going to see the Untamed coming out. Just normal Untamed build. Signet trait, though. Got the Signet trait instead of the Moment of Clarity, which is interesting. They're going to go cap their home. If you want to see any of the builds, they're all on feedback, okay? Yeah, the builds are all on the ! build command if you want to see them. Go to guildgen.com. But red team is actually playing pretty defensively at the start because it looks like blue has a very aggressive opener with their sneak gyros, so they don't want to get opened up on. Well, both teams have double sneak gyros, so it goes both ways there. They're just both playing safe with their sneak gyros. A little bit of a grenade into the face there. Got to be careful. They're going to disengage. Get some support from their team. Line of sight as well. They got to be careful. They get the counter pressure on the Scrapper and insta-dead. Remember that red team has a more split comp and blue has a more of a Zerg comp because they have the Tempest, right? So red is going to be taken out here, probably because they don't have a Tempest support. They have a Spectre support. They need to play around that. They're going to lose their one node here. which is not good. They're gonna get the decap on the other side of the map. Maybe no. That's gonna be an untamed mirror match. It's looking like Red's looking for the they're looking for the kill on the Tempest here. They're gonna get it, and they need to get value out of this kill though. If they cleave it out, might be bad, but if they don't, well, here they're gonna get a nice. Yep, this is gonna be a really nice cleave by Red team here. They get a second kill as well off of that big shadow fall right there. They've got a pretty good. Well, here's the thing, the support is gonna revive here very soon, so they need to get something done, right? Yeah, they got something done. They got it done. They got a kill on the rest of the map. However, ooh, a counter kill. Let's see. No, they're not gonna get it. Wait, they don't rally as well? Okay, never mind. That was just a double kill. I thought that was kills from both teams. So, yeah, I forgot that the red team was blue team last time. So I'm confused by the colors here. But yeah, blue kind of lost a lot of their players there, but they do still have a bit of a lead, and they did win this fight over here. So it's pretty even on the map state right now. What's the Spectre build? Exclamation mark build. You'll see it there. It's pretty much just Condi Spectre. Roamer build. They're gonna get taken out though. Here, let me actually show you now. Real quick. So yeah, that was just a case of grenades taking out the Spectre there. And then essentially just snowballing off of that. They're gonna get the decap over here, and looks like they're holding their own in the 1v1 here, but the buff is up, and they're gonna get it. So blue team's getting the buff. They don't own any nodes yet, but they're gonna get mid, so they're gonna have a 2 cap. Ooh, a sneak gyro burst here from the red team. Gotta be careful. Yeah, so they're running slick shoes, and they're also running slick shoes. So yeah, people are not running the shredder gyro anymore. That was kind of like a meme. I agree with this 100%. The shredder gyro was just a meme. Slick shoes is way better. All right, so blue has a 4 cap right now. Actually, they're getting the last ticks from their buff. All right, it just ended. And they're getting quite far ahead. They've got a 100-point lead. A little bit of a sneaky decap there, but blue looks like they're going to be getting kills here, yeah, because they're training down red. They can't really do anything while they're outnumbered because they don't have the throughput of a full-on support. They have a Spectre, so they need to be able to disengage. And yeah, they're being taken out here. And they've already kind of like lost the last fight. So kind of how PvP works is you lose a fight, and then you're kind of like sort of disadvantaged on the map, but you don't necessarily lose the entire map. You lose 2 fights in a row, you lost the entire map. So it's pretty rough. But they did get a decap here on the Scrapper. And they're gonna cap far a little bit slowly. But yeah, they're just looking for kills as usual, because they know that red team doesn't really have any support. I keep saying that they don't have support, but it really is a huge issue. It is like a massive like decision defining thing that they have no support. And therefore a lot of the cases that they're in, they need to just leave. And that makes it their pool of decisions a lot harder. They can't just do whatever they want because they don't have the support to just go anywhere. They have to be very precise. And that just means it's way harder to play without support. And, you know, I mean, unless you're like playing at god tier levels, it's just better to have a support, really. Well, a more traditional support, obviously. Like the Spectre's kind of sporty. But bottom buff is coming up in 10 seconds. Bottom and top buff, actually. This is 8:30. And red's actually got sides. but they've got 2 respawners, and blue is in posture to get bottom buff already. So they need to really get over here and stop this. And it looks like, yeah, they're going for the burst actually. Ooh, that was a good counter pressure there. They've got the unblockable as well. They get CC'd. Counter pressure? They don't have the unblockable, so they're gonna kite. The pet's doing work there. They don't have the unblockable, or they have the unblockable now. It's gonna be dangerous. They get the knock. They also get knocked. And there, they're gonna be taken out. So, but the boys have arrived. The Scrapper boys have arrived. One is actually down from the ensuing fight that occurred getting over there. They have the res, the self-res, but the Scrapper can't res anymore, it looks like. They still get the res from the pet, but they get instantly taken out by the second burst from Helio. And yeah, the entire team looks like they're just going to fight for the bottom buff. Honestly, at this point, the bottom buff ain't really worth it, but since they're already there, I guess they're just going to overcommit to that. I don't remember who got the top buff, but that's already been taken. This is a 3 cap for blue. And red's going to get a insta decap and an insta decap on the sides. So not too much value. Like, to be honest, I think that's why, like, you should never really overinvest into the bottom buff, because it's not really that much value. They got like what, 20 points out of it, but how much time did they invest into it, right? Like, obviously they didn't lose too much from overinvesting into it, the blue team. But they didn't really get as much as it's really worth. So mid is getting them some value, and they're at 400 points. So red is in a really bad spot, to be honest, because they can't really afford to just go and decap that. They have to Zerg to get kills like now to get some momentum. But that's just making it even closer and closer for blue to get the win there. And at this point, yeah, they're losing players, they're bleeding out players. So yeah, and they lost the 1v1 here, so they've got a 2 cap. So yeah, this is looking like blue team win. Would a support druid hold up? Support druid is okay. It's just the cooldown of Celestial Avatar in PvP is actually 20 seconds. So it's a very unreliable support. If you see a druid go into CA and then you just back off while they're healing, and then as soon as they leave CA and you do your burst, they've got 20 seconds until they can heal again. So it's not really reliable. In World versus World, there's a 10-second on that. So if they made it a 10-second in PvP, it might be more reliable. But as long as it's a 20-second cooldown for CA, Celestial Avatar, not gonna be that good. So with that being said, what does the tier list say? Well, the underdogs were definitely Virtuoso and Spectre. I'm going to say Spectre's good. I'm going to say Virtuoso is meta. Deadeye is still only good. Druid Reaper was not really seeing much play. It was kind of played earlier on, but the teams that had Reaper were weeded out early on. So maybe it's like good to some extent, but it's really easy to counterplay a Reaper. Tempest was still used as the main support. If you didn't use a Tempest, you generally didn't use a support, right? There were some Core Guardians, but I think Core Guardian is like, it's good, it's not meta. Spellbreaker was actually not used that much. There was one team that used it to a decent effect, but they did nerf Spellbreaker recently, which made its sustain go down a little bit. I would say that it is maybe like top of meta if it's still not even like the best, but I'm going to still put it in the best. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the best because I still think Spellbreaker is very good, but it just wasn't played for whatever reason. They didn't really nerf it that much. Like, you don't get the adrenal health as often, which means you lack the sustain, but You still get it pretty easily, I think. Catalyst. We saw a lot of hammer catalyst, more so the fresh air catalyst, which was nerfed more. It was used in a lot of the end teams as well, but it was not used in the finals, was it? It was more so Scrapper was used. So Scrapper is actually, maybe it's meta, maybe, or it's definitely meta, but it's is it one of the best? It's got pretty good damage. Grenades are overpowered. Is it in the best here? I think so. Yeah, I think Scrapper and Untamed were same as Harbinger. We didn't see a lot of Harbingers, but it's pretty good. And maybe it's like the bottom of meta, but it's definitely very good. I didn't really think too much about the placement because I just kind of threw them in where I think they are, but like definitely Harbinger is not as good as, but it's still meta. It's the best Necro build. It's better than Reaper, and Reaper was played quite a bit. Virtuoso is good for sure. I mean, Untamed was used in a lot of teams. So it might even be best. I didn't ask, by the way. Daredevil wasn't actually used that much either. So Scrapper is very good. I'll put it at the bottom of best. And they were also using Virtuoso a lot. That could be good too. Spectre is good. These are pretty bad. Only Scourge is unplayable. You saw a lot of Condi Herald too, actually. Condi Herald was used, so we might bump that up, actually. I still think Vindicator is better, but instead of a Vindicator, what people do is they play an Untamed. So what we'll do is we'll put Untamed in best? In best, is it? Well, if we put Untamed in best, then that means Spellbreaker goes down, because you can't have too many in the best. Chronomancer was definitely used quite a bit. Not in the finals, though. I think that's pretty good, yeah. The most played things are in S for best, right? Virtuoso was played quite a bit. Chrono won the EU finals. Yeah, I mean it's still good for sure. Spellbreaker is probably still like top tier. Virtuoso was good there. Daredevil I think is good. Just why would you take a Daredevil instead of like a Untamed, right? Because Untamed has unblockable. Daredevil lost unblockable. The reason why it was so good is because you broke through blocks, right? So you got to take Bassy Venom now, which I think makes it still very good. It's just not on a 20-second cooldown and only for yourself on the Untamed, which there's a trade-off to that. Bullbender is it's definitely good, but maybe like bottom here. And Herald is maybe like a little bit higher than Harbinger. I think Herald still has a lot of weaknesses, even though it counters a lot of things. It's not like you play Herald because it's inherently good. You play it because it's a counter to something. So it's not like an inherently good thing. It's just a niche, a good counter pick, yeah. And yeah, I mean Spectre was not bad. It was definitely it was good. But it's niche. It's niche, so I'm going to put it below Hollowsmith. And I think that is the tier list. So, if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitch, support me by checking out any of the links below the stream or below the YouTube video, and I'll see you all next time.